guys, this is Mama Sue, and I think it's time to play. Today, we're going to make these really pretty earrings with a little wire wrap around the bottom, and then our little cinnamon roll right there. Let me find my sword. Gosh, everything comes with me. And then we're going to have, we're going to wrap the wire around here after we make this. We're going to wrap the wire around and around, and then we're going to come down and make our little cinnamon roll right there. Then we're going to attach a couple more beads just to give it a little length, and then we'll put the ear wires on. But that's it. That's what we're making today. Isn't that pretty? Okay, but today we're going to do it a little differently. We're going to do it with these mauve-y looking color. And then I got some little beads that, well, they'll probably be fine with this. And I need some thin wire. I've got two of these wires that we needed. We needed two of these, and we need two of those. We need our copper wire and one more. Where is that other one at? Here they are. Get some of these out. Well, these don't have the round holes in them, so I'll just make the round holes on them. It'll be more practice. I don't know how many I'm going to use, so I'm just going to put them there. Okay, well, let's get started and make this beautiful earring. Very inexpensive to make these, because all you need is your copper and some head pins and a couple little beads to go on the top part and the bigger beads for the smaller part. Now these are smaller than these, so there might be a little variation of in the size of the wraps I use. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to have to do is take out some of this. We won't need that much. I'm gonna smooth this out a little bit. And I think I used 5 inches on this. No, I think I went 7 inches. I believe I went 7 inches because I forgot about the little coil on there. So let's just put that one there. Smooth out another piece. Now see how that is, and then I come over here and I just smooth it out. Well, it would be hard when I do it right in front of you. Okay, now I'm just going to put this wire next to this wire because I've already measured one, so I really don't have to worry about measuring the two. Now we're gonna stain this after. We're gonna tarnish it after we get done making this, like this. See, because these were very tarnished. If you can see that, you can see the copper through the tarnish. Actually, if you're as close as I am, you can see the copper through it. Okay, so we're going to start with our duck nose, flat nose pliers. Quack, quack. Can you see those? Quack, quack. Okay, we're going to put that right on the tip here. I don't want it going over your tip like that. I want it to come right down to the edge. And I don't want it beneath that either. I want it right to the edge where you can feel it. No, can't feel it. And then you bend it straight down. Then you're going to come out with this. I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. I want them identical. I'll put that on there, push down, and there you go. Now if I put these up to each other, they should be relatively close. There we go. One's just like so minimal of being longer that it really doesn't make any difference, because it won't, that's too close to show. Okay, now we're going to make our circles on the top. We always start out with the circles on the top with a lot of this wire wrap stuff. So I have marked my tips. Wait a minute, let me get my marker and show you. I have marked these tips with a red mark on the, just on the tip. See how it's just on the tip? Okay, that's where our stop and start point's going to be when we're making our circle. So, oh, there's my wire. I'm looking all over for my wire and couldn't find it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my pliers right in the curve of the L, right there. Then I'm going to push it away from me toward you. Just go straight down. Now if you notice, I'm not all the way, I'm just crooked. I'm not all the way circled yet. So I need to move my pliers from down here to up here. And I want to put it right back where that line is so I don't change the shape. Because if you twist it without holding it tight, it's going to mess up that little circle. And see how we got that circle there right now? That's a perfect little circle. Now you're going to come down here, right here, on that side of the wire, and you're going to bend this part down to match that little short piece. So I've got it in there, holding on tight, and then I'm stretching it straight down. See how I went straight down? And let me show you that. It doesn't matter that they're not aligned or anything, because I'm going to wrap all that anyway. Now I'm going to get the other one. Maybe you can do it with me this time. Okay, we're going to put our needle nose right where that line is, and we'll push the copper away from you and down. And here we are again. It's not all the way around, but we need it to be all the way around. So I'm putting that back in there. I'm holding on to it tight, and it's moved out of the way of the wire now, so I'm just going to pull up. And that's what I get. Now, I got to put my pliers right back in here and hang on to it, and then to pull it down to meet this other wire. See how I pulled straight down? That's a pretty good little circle. Now I am going to put these together and show you. When you mark your tools before you use them, or after you start using them, whichever. I'm trying to show you how close my circles are. There's my circles right there. Let's go this way. Ah, there we go. See how close they are in size? So now let me make sure this is right too. I'm still going to take just a little tip off this edge here. It bothers me. I know that little bit's not going to make a difference, but it bothers me. Okay, now they're both the same. And I'm going to stick them. I like to do these both at the same time so they come out as a mirror image of one another. So I'm going to push my wire in here, and it will stop when I get up there because of that little piece that we folded down in the beginning when we made our L. See, right there it stopped. See how it stopped right with that metal? See right there? It stopped because we have that little piece right there stopping it right there. Well, let's get this other one on. I want that to go through this way. Oh, it stopped. See? Stopped right at that little place. Now, if I put these together, you'll see that they both stick out the same amount of space out. So this is all place that we're going to wrap this wire after we get done making that pretty design there. Now we're going to start with this one, and I'm just going to bend it straight up like this. Just like that. See there? Now I'm going to start turning it. I'm going to hold on to it with my thumb, kind of, the wire. And I'm going to start turning it into a circle, like that. And then I'm going to pull it a little bit just to make it smaller. And then just push it up. See there? Now I'm going to get the other one because I want them to match. And I want them to go the opposite ways. So we get a mirror image at the end. So we see that one's going like that. Now, the last time when I pulled this wire up, I pulled it off this way. Now we're going to pull it that way. See, I'm going to pull it up here. Then I'm going to put my thumb on it. And I'm going to start turning it in the opposite direction. See how it's going in the opposite direction? Now I'll pull it a little bit just to make it a little bit smaller. Now, if you'll look at these, see I've got them both the opposite. Now they don't have to be in perfect alignment, but they need to be going in the right directions. Now we're going to come back to the first one. This time I want my circle to be pointing this way. So I'm going to bring my wire up to the top like that. Brought it right up to the top. I'm going to do that with this one too. Right up to the top. Then I'll have it ready to go. See how both of them are both going in their own directions? When you're making those circles, the wire always has to start circling in the opposite direction of the first one. Now, I'm going to start turning. I'm holding on to that wire so it doesn't go anywhere. See? It's a soft wire. So that soft wire works pretty good like that. I'm pulling it, and I'm pulling it, and looky there. Just from pulling it like that, I was able to get another little cute little twisty there. And then I'm going to bring this up and just one wrap around the top, just like that. See? I'm going to make sure I'm over here because I don't want to mess you guys up. Now we need to go the opposite. Now this wire is going to be going this way to make the circle because we went that way with this one. So we're just doing the opposite. So we're holding on with our thumb and just starting to work that wire over there. And I don't think you'll have a lot of problem if you're using the copper. I almost bent it to death. I got a little rough with it. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger and hang on to it. I didn't hang on to it hard enough. And then just one turn around the wire. Now if you'll notice, These are going in opposite directions. Both of the wires are going in opposite directions, and that's exactly what we want. We want them to be going in different directions. But you can see they're not perfect. I mean, they're not exactly like one another, but they're going in the same direction, which makes them a pair. I may squish this one up just a little bit so that it's not so round, because I like them shaped more of an oval. I like the oval shape. That did it. That little bit did it. Okay. That's pretty good. I'm going to make this circle right here just a little bit smaller too. And that's why I didn't wrap this thing yet. Because if you wrap it, it's going to be a lot harder trying to change something. And see, there. I got that just a little bit smaller. Now I'm happy with it. Now I can fit, I got that a little bit too small now. Okay, hang on a second. Let me pull that up. I just pulled that wire a little bit too much. It's because this wire is pretty soft. There, that'll work. I'm just trying to move it back into place. Okay, let me look at this one next to this one. And that's pretty darn good. See there? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this wire around. I'm going to use this as my turning piece. And I'm going to wrap this wire around. See how I'm turning it with my, I'm turning the stone, not the wire. The wire I'm just lining up and making sure that it stays in line with the other wires. Look how smooth that's going on. If you go with the stone, you're going to have a lot easier way doing that. It works better. Now look, that's all the extra we have there, and that'll make a nice little cinnamon roll down there. That little swirl that I'm going to be making. Now let me pull this down a little bit because I don't want it in the way of my swirl when I put my swirl on there. Let me see this one. It's always the second one that gives you a little bit of trouble because you're trying to match it up with the first one, and they never they normally don't match up exactly. I got pretty close on that last pair. But I actually haven't done much of this style, but I started playing around with it and I liked what it was doing. Okay, I think we pretty much got it there. It's just this one comes out further this way. Now, if I mar this up, it's not a big deal because I'm going to be putting it in, aging it with that liver stuff. That, what's that called? Liver of sulfur. I think that's almost got it right where I want it, but I want to mar this one up a little bit just so they match. You know what I mean? Because I've played with it a lot now. See, I'm putting some little marks in there just to make sure that now, it looks good both ways, but I played with that just too much. But I'm letting you know it's not this is not the easiest one to make, but it's not hard. Once you get used to how to hold on to this stuff while you're working with it. Now that doesn't look bad there. See how I've got that? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wind this side, but I need to count this and see how many winds I put on this other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not doing this the right way. I got to turn this. 5. Yeah, that's it. Okay, now that's where we are. Aren't those cute? Now we've got to, oh, I know what's bothering me. It's the direction in which the circle's facing. Oh, there it is. Okay, now I'm happy with it. It was bugging me. I had those at a downward. I had those going downward, and I like it better that way. Let me squash that a little bit. I want it against the rock real good. Okay, now you're going to make that little rosy cinnamon roll right here. But I'm going to cut that down to about 1 inch. Now I'm just going to mark it over here. I'll just do it with my felt pen. Okay, I want it down to 1 inch, so I'm going to mark it right here. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Okay, I got them both marked. Now I'm going to cut off that extra. See how I've marked it? Can you see? See where I've marked it? You can see it right there. Well, that's where I'm going to cut it off. Right there. And now we're down to 1 inch. And now I've got to get this one. Okay, now they're both 1 inch. Now we're going to roll those into those cinnamon buns. Or spiral, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to get anybody confused, but that's my name for it. Now what I do is I get down to the very tip and I start rolling it right there. See? And then I want to grab my pliers and I want to squash that a little bit. Some people cut it off. I just squash it in a little bit and it makes it more like the center of the roll, of the spiral. Then I take and I start turning. I grab onto it and I start turning it. See how I'm turning it? How it's turning into a little cinnamon roll there? See how I did that? Now you got a nice little, let me turn it over. A nice little roll there. Now it looks like a big S. So if it looks like a big S, you're going to grab this tip right here, right on top of that, and you're going to roll it down over the top of this so that it stays kind of an S swirl. Now, let me show you what we got. Now that's what we've got now. Isn't that pretty? Wait until it gets darkened and sanded off. Then it'll even be prettier. It'll be a lot prettier. Okay, I'm going to leave that there for now. Let me straighten that out a little bit because I want it right where I want it. Now I'm going to do this one. And if you notice, I did that one backwards. I mean, I started from the back, the front, and I moved it toward the back. And that has to do with why I'm, that's so I don't have to turn it like crazy when I get done with it. And it goes right into that nice little roll. See there? Now I'm going to start twisting it. And I want to use these ones because I'm trying to get some texture on them while I'm turning them. See there? Now I'm getting a good firm hold on this when I'm doing that. Now there's that S shape, so I want to pull it down, get a hold of it, and just pull it down over your wrap. This is the wrap right there. Get it right where you want it. And I didn't get mine quite where I want it. Let me move it a little bit. And then twist this back where it belongs. Okay. Now let me show you the two of them. There's the two of them before. Now I'm gonna give them a bath, and we'll see what they look like afterwards. Now this is still that same mixture I made up. This is just water and a little piece of this liver of sulfur. I always forget the name of that. And this is the kind I like to use. I like those granulated ones because I can break them, the pieces as small as I need to. Like this is way too big. I could just... Now that's about the size piece I would use. Right there. You shouldn't have this on your hands, but I'm just showing you. And it smells really nasty. Now my hands... Ew. My hands smell like an outhouse. Now this has been working for me for 3 days. So that's what this was. Just a quarter cup of water, and I dropped that little piece in there and stirred it around until it melted. Now I'm going to drop our stones in there. And I'm just going to shake them around. I'm splashing all over the place and stinking up this place. Oh wow, it's not working this time. Let me get... I guess the sulfur ran out. I didn't think that stuff ever wore out. Okay, I put a little piece in there. Let me stir that up now. You get it up here where you can see it. Oh, it's changing now. That's all I needed because the stuff I had worn out. I guess after about 3 days, it won't tarnish anything else. And because it's been about 3 days. And the first 2 days, it did a good job. Oh my goodness. This is so cute. Let me find something to put this. I gotta just dry that off a second. I'm still right here. I just need something to wipe that stuff off. I don't like it on my hands. Now I just dried it off, and that's how it looks now. Isn't that very cool? Now let's get the other one out. See how it pulled out of there? Now I'm just trying to... I'm going to put this away. Now this will probably last a couple more days because I put another piece in there. I didn't change the water, but you know, it is what it is. Now I've got both of those made. Now I'm not going to sand those off yet. I'm going to get these made, these little guys here. And that's going to be this spacer area right here. I used a big bead in this one, but in this one I decided to go with the smaller because I'm not as crazy about the big beads in that area. Oh, I need to cut off this tip because I'm using the flat top ones. So I got to cut off that tip. And I got to make a circle. I forgot all about that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put right on the tip, right where my line is, on my pliers. See how I made that line right there? I'm going to get a hold of that, and I'm going to just turn it as far as it'll go. Okay, it's touching the other metal. Now I'm going to grab it on that side right where it was touching and bend it back. And I have a nice little eye pin. We went from the flat to the eye. It was a flat head. Now it's an eye pin. I need eye pins to put this little bead on because that wire I had on these is too thick. Won't go through the eye pin. And now I'm going to cut some of this. Well, I'm not going to cut it off yet. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to put my pliers right here. I have my little circle toward, going this way. And this circle here is going to be going this way. So I'm going to push it away from me like I did before. I'm going to move my pliers up to the top, keeping it right in line with that mark I put on my pliers, and pull it toward me and down. And if you notice, we're right at that point. We have to move our pliers, put it right where that mark is, and finish going around the project. Just like that. Now we are, I almost knocked the camera over. Boy, I'm losing it. Okay, let me get you back set up. Okay, now this is the point we're at. We've got one going flat, and we've got one going round this way. Now what I need to do is I need to take this wire and wrap it around and around on this. So let's do that now. Okay, I got my flat nose here. I'm going to grab a hold of that circle. I'm going to have to grab on kind of hard, and I'm going to start turning this. Now, if this is too hard for you to turn, grab your pliers and grab a hold of this and start turning it. But normally with this, well, I've been doing it a long time now, so I'm just fair warning you. Okay, now I've got that wrapped about as far as it's going to go around. Now I need to cut off that little piece. Get back there in the back of it and cut it off. Now I've got a little piece on there. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little piece left on there. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It's right there. And so I'm going to come in with another pair of these needle nose pliers so that you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to like squash that little thing down. I'm just kind of going to go around my bead and squash it in while I'm going. Now I want to make sure that this stays in that direction and this stays in this direction. This one's going this way and this circle's going up and down. See? Let me pull it off and show you. See there? There's the hole there, and then this one's going up and down. So I'm going to set that down right there and make the other one. So remember, I don't have the right pins, but you see, you can change these into another pin if you want to. I changed it into an eye pin. That means you can do the same thing. Now I cut off that head. If you're using a a flathead, you have to cut that off to make your eye pin. And then, here there. I want to put that right at that place, right at that line, because I want them to be the same. So I'm going to start turning that. Oh, wait. Yeah. I'm going to start turning it and turning it until it touches the other side. Right there, it just touched. Now I'm going to come down here, keeping my pliers right on that mark, and pull down. Now we've got another eye pin, you see? Now I'm going to put that in my little ball. And we've got an eye pin going this way, so now we need one going up and down. So I'm going to turn I'm going to hold on to that flat part, because that'll keep me making one that's straight. That's the right way. Now I'm going to grab onto this, right where the mark is. I'm going to push it over like that. Then I'm going to pull my pliers up. See what I did? I pushed that over, and then right there in that little place right there, I just pulled my pliers right back up this way. Then I put it right back on that mark. Hope you could see that. Now I'm going to pull it toward me, staying on the line, and that's when we get to that point. Now we got to put it back in so that we can finish going all the way around, and we've still got to observe the line. There we go. Now we got that little hole in there, and it's not opposite of this, but we'll change that eventually. We'll change it before we're done. Now I've got to get a hold of this with my needle nose. Hang on to that tight. I'm going to switch it over to my other hand, because this hand works better with this. And I'm going to use my little ball. It's kind of leverage for me, because it turns as my finger turns. See how I've got my thumb on there, and my thumb is turning with that ball. See? I think, by George, I think we got it. Now I'm going to match this one to this one. Make sure I have the right amount of turns. Yes, I do. Now I'm going to cut off that little piece like we did before. You can really see it right there. See there? There's that little piece. Okay, let's cut that thing off. It has no right being there. Wrong pliers. Wrong cutting pliers. Okay, there it is. Now I've still got that little notch in there, if you can see that. I don't know if you can see it. And I've got to squash that down. So I'm going to just start going around, but see, I'm going the other way on this one. It doesn't matter on this kind, though, because it looks identical. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead, grab my other needle nose pliers, and turn this so that my ends are going in opposite directions. Okay, now I've got them both where they belong. Now let's see these two. Oh, there it is. Now if you look at these together, they're almost identical because of the mark on my pliers. If I didn't put that mark on there, paint it with red nail polish or something so you can really see it good. I think if I use nail polish, it'd be awesome. I don't know. I'll think about what I'm going to use. I do have some paints that never come off. I could use that. Well, anyway, we're going to put these on. Well, I'm going to see if I can't tarnish these a little more. Where is my tarnish? There it is. I would like them tarnished just a little bit more. I don't know if that wire is tarnished because it's a different wire than the other. Oh, it's working great. Oh yeah, it's working. If I could find them. I can't find it. There it is. Oh, that works really good. Those are nice and dark. I just needed a little more sulfur. Now that one container of that liver of sulfur, this here, this is, I've had this for 2 to 3 years, and that's how much I still have in there. I still have quite a bit in there. And this is, I'm trying to find the ounces on this. Huh. There's no ounce. Oh, wait. I never noticed that before. Somebody changed the ounces on this, so they must have not given me a whole can. Okay, there was 4 ounces and 113 grams. My bottle was about half full when I got it. So it's going to be, you can buy an 8 ounce. I think this was an 8 ounce to start with. But I never noticed that before. Isn't that weird? I've had it all that time and never noticed that. Okay, now my little pieces, we want to put those on. Oh, wait, I want to sand these first. Where is, oh, there it is. I thought I'd lost something again. I also have, I bought a set of these little sanders that are really cool. See, it came with 4 or 5 of these, and they're pretty cool. Also, a lot of times I'll just use this. This is inexpensive. Then if I even want to be cheaper, I use a file. Now you can get these files in the dollar store and everywhere else. But see, as I hit that, I'm just taking off some of the copper. And I'm giving it a little bit more character than what I had. Let me get down there. And the back of it. Now, let me see if you can see a difference between these two. Now, if you could, I hope you can see that. See how dark that one is? And see all those shine lights in there? From where I am, you're seeing the brass through the black. Now let me get the other one, and then we'll get these little ones, and we'll be all set. Now I'm just going to go around. I'm not doing a lot to it. No, there. A little in the front. That looks pretty good. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there. That makes me happy. One place I want to get. There. Okay, now it looks good. Now I've got to get these little ones. And I don't want to mess with these too much. Okay, those are done too. Now I've got these all ready to put together now. Oh, they almost look pink now with that dark. Aren't those very cool? Okay, let's put these on and see what we have. I want to put the part here that opens. I hook on here because this part doesn't open because I wire wrapped it. See the wire wrap on there? Remember when I told you about wrapping the, oh, there, it's better with the dark. That that wire wrap right there, I went around, and then that wire wrap went around and around and around here, so I can't open this. Just the bottom I can open. Okay, let me find a little tool to open it. I just got to figure out which way is the back. Okay, I'm sticking this on, just like that. And I'm going to grab that and pull it back down and snuggle it right up against the other wire. Now I want you to see what we got now. Now this is what we have. Isn't that cute? Let me turn it the other way. See there? It makes really a nice earring. Okay, and now I just got to put the ear wire on. I don't like ear wires like this. Most people know I don't like them. And seeing that I might keep this earring, I got to change it. I move this stuff out of the way. Oh, I can move it up this way. I move it out of the way. I put my pliers right under here and squash. And it takes care of that wire right there. And then I just take a little bit of glue, crazy glue. A little bit of crazy glue. And push my wire and my circle right back down on that and leave it to dry. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Now I want you to notice here's how it was when you get them in the store, like that. Now if you're putting this through your ear and this is straight in the back of your ear, it's going to be it's going to cock that piece out. And when that piece is cocked out, your earring cocks out. Now, with what I did, if my earring's laying straight down, so is my dangle. See how that one sticks out and that one goes straight down? That's why I changed that, because it always shows on me. Some people don't have any problem with it. Maybe their ears go indent a little bit. But mine, I can't handle it. It just looks awful on me. Okay, I'm going to pull this up, squash that little piece like that, and put glue on it. That's all you do. Oh, a little too much glue there. Now the round piece. Okay. Now let's go back to the other one and put it on. This one's probably dry enough with crazy glue. Ooh, I forgot the lid. Can't do that. Now I'm going to open this up, and you always open it from the back. Pull straight up. Never pull out, because it'll weaken your little circle there, and you might even lose your earring. Now I got that on there. I put the front on the back of this. When you open that up, you put the front of your earring on first so that it faces the front when you're done. I know, I can't tell you how many times I put that on wrong. I still do it. Not intentionally. Okay, and there we go. Look at that. Ooh, let me show you on something white. Come here, something white. Oh, here we go. It's hard to see it on that too. Well, I think that's as close as I'm going to get it to you, to where you can see it. But let me get that other one done. Now that this one's ready, we'll get the other one done. Now we got to put the bottom on this. So we go to the one that's open. It's got an open place. Oops, it's probably the other side. Yeah. There it is, and I pulled it out. See how it pulled out? I'm going to put, I don't put it on, well, shoot, this doesn't matter on this one, but I'm in a habit of putting them on the face down. I was thinking I was putting it on the ear. Okay, now the last thing to do. Oh, this got a little crooked somehow. I need that to be round so that this hangs right. Okay, get the last one. Open it up. Just like that. Straight up. And then front first. Front goes on first. And then you close it. And snuggle it up there. Not too much or you'll break it off. Now there's that one's done. Wish I had something that looked good that you could see them on. Ooh, this might work. Look at there. Aren't those cool? They came out really good. And then also we had the white ones that we did. Well, that I did. But now you know how to do both sets. Well, that's all that I have for you today. And keep in mind, Jesus loves you.